Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I look like this. Today is gonna be another unpopular opinion video. And I wanted to film this because today I was scrolling on Facebook and like I mentioned in a few videos, I'm part of different mommy groups on Facebook. And sometimes the mommy groups, like, they post like different stuff, and sometimes it's like, oh, like, let's all add each other and blah 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 blah, whatever. So I have a lot of mommies on my Facebook, my Instagram, that are like my friends from the group that I don't actually know. So one of those moms posted something today, and it was her and her boyfriend or husband or whoever, and pretty much said something, not totally said like put your husband before your kids, but she said something that like led to that. So I commented because I was curious. I was like, I literally commented like, so you put your husband, I was like, so you put your man before your kids. And her response was something to the effect of course I do. To be a good mother, you have to be a better wife. Huh? So, what about single mothers? You're saying that they're bad mothers because they're not a good wife? Like, I was like super caught off guard. And honestly, like, I unfriended her because I am in this place in my life where I've realized as I've gotten older that I don't need negative people in my life. I don't need ignorant people in my life. I don't need and I don't want them in my life. You know what I mean? So if you cause me more stress, then if you cause me any stress, bye. Bye. Like, what the fuck? And I am very confident and comfortable with myself, with my parenting, with my relationship, with my life that I've built up until this point in almost 27 years of my life. It's been rocky, but where I am now, like, I'm very confident. So when I see someone or I hear someone who, and I'm not saying everyone has to 1,000% agree with me, but when something is so opposite, like if you are an anti-vaxxer, like, get the fuck away from me. Because one, I'm not gonna put my children at risk, and two, like, you haven't done research. You're just going off Wikipedia. So the whole point to what I just said is what she said, I don't agree with. And it's not that I don't agree with it, like, oh, you like chocolate, I like vanilla type of shit. It's how could you put anyone above your children? You know, when I first met my husband, we got set up on a blind date. And when I first met him, he told me he had 2 kids. And I was like, okay, like, that's cool. You know, I've never dated anyone with kids, but okay. And then our first real date, he told me, like, I just want you to know that you will never be number 1. Like, my children always come first. And I'm gonna be totally honest. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? Like, I am a queen, you know? And so I kind of distanced myself a little bit. But as I got to know him and I saw him as a father and being a father and with his kids, I was like, oh yeah. And as I became a stepmom, I saw, like, no, like, they are the most important. And when I had my 2 younger ones, how can you put anybody, like, I love my husband to death, but at the end of the day, if I have to protect my husband or my kids come first. If it's between feeding my husband or my kids come first. If it's between my husband's happiness or my kids' happiness, my kids come first. Bottom line. So it blows my mind because I would die for my kids. And I know a lot of people say that, but, like, I really would die for my children. I love my husband. I think he is the most amazing person. He puts up with all my bullshit, you know, like, he's been there for me through hard times, good times, bad times, shitty times, amazing times, you know, for 7.5 years. And I have loved him ever since. But my kids come first. Point blank. period. You know? So my unpopular opinion is no one comes before your children. Because if people come before your children, then that is not true unconditional love, which is what children give you. Your child relies solely on you when they are little. And as they grow up, they're going to still look to you. And I can't imagine saying like, well, yeah, Camilo, yeah, Johnny, Joe, Elijah, I love you, but I love your dad more. No. I get that people say like, well, you know, your kids are only there in the home for a little bit, but then you're with your husband for life. And it's like, okay. And if he's the right man for me, then he will know that my kids will always come first. And once they grow up and move out, I will still love them more than I love him, because they have a piece of me. Like my husband has my heart, but my kids are a piece of me. Even my stepsons, they're a piece of me. When they're not with me, a piece of me is out there in the world. You know, that's the way I look at it. And my husband is my other half, but my kid, there's no comparison, you know? So I understand like, oh, well, what are you going to do when the kids move out? My husband's still my best friend. I still love him to death. But even when my kids move out, it still doesn't change that they are number one. Like, I don't understand. And like, one mom before was like, oh, well, the Bible says a lot of stuff. Let's be real. Are we talking about the New or the Old Testament? You know, it's like the Old Testament's a little crazy. The New Testament's a little more calm with Jesus in it. But the Bible says a lot of stuff. And Christians pick and choose. And let me tell you, I'm Greek Orthodox, so I'm Christian. But Christians pick and choose what they like and what they don't like in the Bible. So that argument, well, the Bible says, is null and void. You can't pick and choose what you like and what you don't like. Well, I liked when Jesus said this, but I didn't like when God said that. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. So the point of this video was, my unpopular opinion is my children will always come first. Whether they're 6 months old, 10 years old, 40 years old, my kids will always be number one above everyone in the world. And that is what made me fall in love with my husband that much more, because I saw him as a father, and he specifically told me no one comes before his children. And that love that you have for your child is uncomparable to the love I have for my husband or for anybody else in this planet, in this world. I love them so much that sometimes it hurts. And that's like weird to say, but if you're a mom and you're watching like your baby sleep and they just like do like a little cute little smile, like your heart melts. Like your heart literally melts. And like when my husband's sleeping and he's snoring, like my heart doesn't melt. Like I want to strangle him. You know, I love him, still love him. But I don't understand how anyone could put anybody above their child. Ever. So my unpopular opinion is your children come first. And if you don't feel the same way, then maybe you shouldn't have kids. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what your unpopular opinions are down below. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram at hotmessexpressmommy.com. Hotmessexpressmommy is my Instagram, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.